So what's the best smart home product in 2024? Well, that's something I want to get to in this video, as well as giving out awards for remarkable smart home products from this year that I had a chance to check out here on my channel. If you're new here, I'm Eric Welander. I've been an app developer on Apple platforms since 2011 and building out my smart home here on YouTube since 2018. So if you're into Apple or smart home tech, consider subscribing. Thanks to a bunch of you for voting in the People's Choice Awards to pick our first award winner of the evening, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But thanks to EcoFlow for sponsoring today's video. You can have the best, even award-winning smart home tech, but unreliable electrical power can cause all kinds of problems with even the best smart home accessories. EcoFlow recently sent me their River 3 Plus to check out. This can serve as an uninterruptible power source for the core of your smart home or other essentials like a home office, ensuring a short power outage or flicker doesn't stop you and your smart home. With a loss of power, the River 3 Plus can auto-switch to the battery in less than 10 milliseconds. In a long-term outage, a standard UPS is useless once the batteries wear out. The EcoFlow River 3 Plus, on the other hand, can be charged back up in a variety of ways, including going from 0 to 100% in about 90 minutes with EcoFlow's solar panels. You could also use your car, a generator, or a standard AC outlet to charge up in as little as an hour. Another great feature of EcoFlow batteries, including the River 3 Plus, is their long lifespan. The LiFePO4 lithium iron phosphate batteries are rated for 3,000 charging cycles, which is about 10 years of everyday use. EcoFlow's X-Guard protection technology also keeps your battery safe from voltage, temperature, or charging risks. You can monitor the status of the battery using the iPhone app or the screen on the front of the River 3 Plus, or through EcoFlow's Power Manager app. This app works on Windows, Linux, network-attached storage devices, and Mac support coming soon. It can also automate proper device shutdown before the EcoFlow battery runs out of power. Join me in protecting the core of your smart home with an EcoFlow power source by checking out the link at the top of the description. Thanks again to EcoFlow for supporting my channel by sponsoring the Welander Home Awards. And the People's Choice was a hotly contested race. There are a lot of products close to winning, but by a slim margin, the one that pulled out ahead is Aqara's M3 hub. I wasn't too enthusiastic about this hub when it first came out, and I was having a bunch of issues, and I didn't really understand why Aqara added all the features they did to this hub. But then once I changed it to be a Matter bridge into my Apple Home instead of the direct Apple Home integration, it started working a lot more reliably for me, and I really appreciate the ability to power it with power over Ethernet if you want to. I also really like how Aqara has a Thread radio and a Zigbee radio in it, and I know a lot of you automation ninjas out there are able to take advantage of this hub in all kinds of cool ways. So definitely an advanced smart home pick, but I can see where you're coming from. Now on to the first one that I'm picking, and that's the best Matter integration. If you're not familiar, Matter is a universal smart home standard, and when it first came out in 2023, it was pretty tough for a lot of companies to get a reliable integration with their accessories into Matter. As time's gone on, we're starting to see much better software on the Matter side and tying into Matter ecosystems like Apple Home. And for that, I want to give the award to the GE Sync under cabinet lights. I had a meeting with GE Sync at CES at the beginning of the year, and I was a little skeptical because they haven't had the best reputation for reliability with a lot of their Bluetooth lights, and I wasn't sure what they'd be able to pull off with these new Matter lights. Of course, GE has a long history of making light bulbs and all kinds of lighting long before the smart home was ever a thing. So they've brought that to these cabinet lights, and they look great in all kinds of different colors and brightness levels you might want to set them to, but it also works really reliably for me in my Apple Home. And the other cool thing that I think is a nice aspect of a good Matter integration is that you can use it with the GE Sync app if you want to get more details and maybe easier options for things like firmware updates. But you can also use it right inside Apple Home. And the way I set it up is I just scanned the Matter codes on the products and added them straight into my Apple Home without actually even using the GE Sync app. So there are some accessories out there that work with just that and they don't have their own app. And then there are some Matter accessories that really force you to use their app. And I like this flexibility GE has where you can use one or the other. Moving on to the best hardware design of 2024, and that goes to EcoVax and their D-Bot T30S. This robot vacuum is a really nice, just general purpose robot vacuum. It has mopping built in, of course, but the thing that really made it stand out is EcoVax's new combo design. Now, EcoVax has this on a number of their different models, including the X2 combo that they announced at CES, but the T30S is what they sent me to check out. And I've tried a bunch of different robot vacuums over 2024, and whenever I haven't had this set up, I miss this convenience of having the handheld vacuum built right into the dock, because not only do you have this charging station for the handheld vacuum, so it's always charged and ready to go, but it also then empties the vacuum into the robot vacuum's dustbin when you put the handheld vacuum on the dock. So you don't have to worry about taking your handheld vacuum over to the trash can and emptying it every time you use it. And of course, there are a bunch of attachment options you can get with this vacuum. Moving on to the best value product of 2024. And for me, this goes to the TP-Link Topo Smart Plug Outlet Extender. Now, this is a smart plug that goes on top of a standard outlet here in North America. It covers both the outlets, but it only draws power from one of them. With that, you get a night light as well as 3 smart plugs and 3 non-smart plugs. So you get the benefits of a power strip for things where you just want to have constant power, but then you also have 3 smart plugs built right into there. And one of them you can even use with USB-A. So you have some really cool flexibility there of powering accessories via USB-A with a smart plug, and having that extra spot where you have this little night light that's also smart is really helpful. So a lot there in this one package that's usually much less than $50. Moving on to the best peace of mind product in 2024. One of the main reasons I think it's worth investing time and money into your smart home is because it can give you peace of mind to make sure that things are okay and safe. And this goes to the Aqara T1 valve control. I was really excited when I first saw this product demoed at CES. It's not a completely new idea. There have been other companies that make valve controls, but I think this one is by far the most easy to get a hold of and order, and it's also the easiest to integrate with your smart home, as what I can tell on paper. This is the only type of this control that I've tried. Now, there's always a place for higher end water control systems, but I think this Aqara valve control keeps it simple and then keeps the cost low by just making something that goes on top of your existing valves. And I actually had a personal leak story just yesterday where this valve control actually did come in handy. We came home to flooding in our basement, and it was all because we had a broken sewer ejection pump, surprise. And with that, we had water that got to one of the leak sensors, and it actually triggered the leak sensor alert and then shut off the water to the home. Now, we were already home by the time the leak got to the leak sensor and then shut off the water, and we were working to mitigate some of the other problems. But if we weren't yet home and this was all going on, it would have prevented the washing machine from sending even more water down into this pit that was overflowing, and that would have definitely minimized the damage this could have caused us. So everything's fine and cleaned up now after a lot of hard work, but it's just so nice to know that if we have a pump failure or a pipe leak or a frozen pipe burst, that we have leak sensors that can hopefully detect those leaks and then automatically shut off the water, and that then hopefully prevents further damage. So back to the start of the video, what is actually the best smart home product of 2024? I'm gonna give this award to the Sonos Arc Ultra, and it's kind of an unusual pick, but let me explain. Sonos has had a really tough 2024 with all of their app issues, And I was really pleased that that didn't get in the way of them releasing this soundbar and the related sub. And thanks to your support, I purchased the Arc Ultra myself and put it here in my basement home theater. And I've been very impressed with the sound. Some of the new ways that Sonos can place sound around the room is really impressive. I also love that this soundbar has a bunch of added bass. So it's great, of course, if you have a sub or sub mini to pair with it, but you might not, and this might be plenty of bass for you. That all gets to part of what I love about Sonos is just that it's a modular system where you can build out different components that make sense for your budget and your space at that particular time. And well, of course, the Sonos Arc Ultra is at the high end of their speaker prices. You definitely get what you pay for. And the other thing that I think really stood out to me with a number of different things in my smart home in 2024 was the importance and the value of investing in a nice TV and movie watching setup. AWOL Vision sent me their LTV 3000 Pro projector, and having that ultra short throw projector with that big 100-inch screen, as well as then this Sonos Arc Ultra soundbar paired with a Sub Mini and rear Aero 100s, it's turning out to be a really nice home theater setup. And while we have small children, it's nice that my wife and I can have what feels more like a date at the movies, even though we're not leaving home and the kids are sleeping upstairs. And we can, as a family, all get together and have family movie night on Sunday nights. And we've never really been a family that watches lots of TV and movies, but just having this experience that makes it very immersive and interesting and exciting for all of us is really great to have as an asset in your home. And I think the Sonos Arc Ultra is one of a variety of products that is making that cinematic level sound more approachable. Of course, there's always going to be the high end of the market and it's always going to sound better. But products like the Arc Ultra bring lots of aspects of that kind of experience into a sub $1,000 price tag, which I think is pretty impressive and worthy of the best product of 2024, as I think it marks sort of the start of an era of, I hope, more of these kinds of home theaters becoming more commonplace and something that more of us can enjoy. Now, I'm guessing you might already have opinions about my picks or other things you think were really standout products in 2024. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks to EcoFlow for sponsoring this video. Check out their links at the top of the description. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.